So hello everyone, we are back again with our latest video on SQL tutorial Ebikecho by Ebikecho Groups. So basically in this particular video we are going to discuss about SQL Server operators, and this is the part 1 of the video. So let's move and check what are the things we are going to discuss here. So first of all, what is operators in SQL Server? So operators in SQL Server are essential tools that allow you to perform operations on data and build logical expressions in SQL queries. Okay, so for building logical expression, we use operators. So what are the types of operator we have in SQL Server? So basically we have 9 types of operators in SQL Server, which are arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, compound operators, bitwise operators, relational operators, set operators, string operators, and unary operators. Okay, so basically we have divided this particular series into 3 parts, and we will discuss each of the operators one by one. So in part 1 we are going to discuss arithmetic operator, comparison operator, and logical operators, and in part 2 we are going to discuss bitwise operators, compound operators, and relational operators, and in third part we are going to discuss the set operators, string operators, and at last unary operators. So let's move on to part 1 and let's discuss arithmetic operators. So what are arithmetic operators? So in SQL Server, arithmetic operators are used to perform mathematical calculations on numerical values. Okay, so for performing mathematical calculations on numerical value, we use the arithmetic operators, and we have around 5 of them, 5 arithmetic operators, and we will discuss each of them one by one. So first is our addition operator. So what it do? Addition operator adds two numerical values together. Okay, it will be used for adding two numerical values, and can also be used to concat and not add, concat strings. So strings are concatenated and numbers are added. So put one thing in mind, that integer will be added with integer, and integer can also be added with float, and float can added with float, and float can also added with integer. But neither float nor neither float nor the integer will add up to string. Okay, string, two strings will be concatenated but not added. Okay, let's move on to SQL Server Management Studio and check the working of add. So open a new query window. So basically we have created one database operators in SQL Server. So we will query in this particular database itself. So now start. So what it tells, select 1 plus 1. Now check the result of this. So we are getting 2. Okay. And also we can do like this. Copy this. Select 12.1, 12.1 plus 1. Then what result it is providing? Let's check. So 13.1 it is providing, means integer plus float, it is providing the float, and float plus float. So one more example we will take, copy this and paste it here, 1.4. Okay, so float plus float is providing float. And now when you try to add, like select 1 plus a string value a. Now check what it is happening. Please control R, then execute this. So see, conversion failed when converting the varchar value a to data type int. So we cannot convert varchar into a integer. And also check with a float value what will be the result. So if we add 1.1 with a, then what it is providing. So here also the same kind of error converting data type varchar into numeric. So we cannot convert the varchar value into numeric also. Okay, but what one thing we can do, like we can add this particular thing, like take b as a string and a as a string. So b plus a, so we can concatenate both of them, not adding, but we can concatenate two strings. Okay, ba we are getting. Okay, so this is clear. Arithmetic addition is addition is clear to everyone. Now comment this, control A and then comment. Now let's move on to next one. So next we have the subtraction. So subtraction will subtract one numeric value from another. So similarly like addition, it will do the subtraction. Okay. Now move on to SSMS and check it's working. Open a new query window. Now select 24 minus 4, what we are getting? So 20 we are getting. Now again, also we can put the alias, but that is not needed. I think this one is clear here for. So copy this and check. If we subtract float from an integer, then what we are getting? 4.5, 24.5 minus 4, then we are getting float. Okay, and now subtract float from float to 24.5 minus 4.5. So here what we are getting? 20.0. Okay, that is float itself. Okay, so this subtract is also clear. Now move on to next one. So next we have multiplication. So multiplication multiplies two numeric values. Okay, so it will be used for multiplying two numeric values. So now control A, comment this, and open a new query window for multiplication. Now here we will check a multiplication. Select 2. So for multiplication in computer we have asterisk. 2 into 2, what we are getting? 4. Okay, that is fine. And then try it with a float to integer. So 2.2 into 2. So float into integer, a float 4.4 we are getting. Now again, float into float, 2.2 into 2.3. So we are getting float 5.06. So it is multiplying. Okay, so multiply will multiply, and then move on to the next one. So next we have division. So division divides one numeric value by another. So basically it will divide. Now open a new query window for divide. Now check, select 5 divided by 8. So what it will provide? Let's check, execute. So it is providing 0 because both are integer. So we need to convert it to float if we want the if we want the decimal value. So basically from here also we can explicitly do, like we can use our cast function, that is a string function that we have already discussed in our previous videos. So cast it to cast 5 as float, and then also cast 8 as float, cast 8. So these are very basic things that we are discussing now as float. Okay, and now when we execute now, so now we are getting decimal value like float. Okay, and now again like select 10 by 5, 10 by 5. Now what we are getting? We are getting 2. Okay, so I think divide is also clear. Now move on to next one. So we have modulus. So modulus, what it will do? Modulus will return the remainder of a division operation. Okay, so it will provide the reminder. What reminder is getting generated, that it will provide. So basically we will go to SSMS and check the working of module also. Now open a new query window. So now to perform, select 17 divided by 3. 17 modulus 3. Modulus percentage sign is called modulus. Okay, select 17 mod 3. So it will means maximum it will divide like 3 5 is 15 and 2 will be our result. So let's check. So 2 we are getting. Okay, and then again we will check for one more result like 18 by 3. So 18 is completely divisible, so it will return 0. Now execute. So 0 we are getting. So the modulus is also clear. Okay, now move on to another operator, which is comparison operator. So what is the working of comparison operator? So in SQL Server, comparison operator are used to compare two expression. Okay, so the comparison operators are used for comparing two operators. So basically first one is the equal to. So equal to everyone knows, so we can check, like we have already created a table for this particular series. Two tables basically we have created. So expand the in operator SQL Server, we will expand tables. So here we have employees table. So open this employees table. So now we can add up a query, like this is the top 1000 record. So we have 10 records here. So we can check department. So where department equals to CS. We will check for CS. Now execute. So see, it is providing me all the records for CS only. So it is comparing the department with CS. Okay, so if the records are equal to, then it will provide the result. So checks if two values are equal. Okay, now not equal to. So for not equal to, we can basically use this one also, greater than, less than, or this exclamation and equals to sign. So go and check in SQL Server Management Studio what it is doing. So now remove this and put not equal to. So not equal to we mention in two ways, not exclamation mark and not equals to. So this is also a sign of not equals to. Press Ctrl R, then execute this. So we are getting all the records which are not in CS department, all the departments other than CS department. Okay, and also we can mention like this, less than, greater than. Okay, now execute this, greater than, less than. So here also we are getting the same result, department not equals to CS. So all the records other than CS we are getting. Now move on to next one. So next we have greater than. Okay, now move on to SQL Server Management Studio and check the working of greater than. So basically it will check if the left operand, means left thing, is greater than the right operand. Left operand is greater than the right operand. Okay, so here we can match like salary we will take. Okay, so basically this one we are mentioning all the columns here. So we can put star also in place of this. This will return a same query. So select star from employees table where salary employees salary is greater than let's take 20,000. So how many records we have currently? So 10 records we have, and here we can see 10,000, 15,000, 12,000 salaries and 15,000 salaries are also there. So these records will be eliminated when we are checking employee salary greater than 20,000. So let's execute this and check. So see, all the records which have employee salary greater than 20,000 are coming now. Okay, so greater than is also clear. Now move on to next one. Now after greater than we have the less than. So checks if the left operand is less than the right operand. So similarly we will check here, it will check for the less than thing. So employee salary less than, we will copy this and paste so that I can provide you the queries also at the end of the session. First press Ctrl R. Now we will check employee salary less than 20,000, less than 20,000. Now execute this. So here we are getting all the employees list whose salary are less than 20,000. Okay, 10,000, 15,000, 12,000 and 15,000. Okay, now move on to PPT. So we have now next is the greater than or equals to. So it will check if that particular record is greater than or equal to that. So for that we will go to SSMS and check if any record is greater than or equal to. First of all, check the data if we have any record for 20,000 or not. So 20,000 we don't have any record. So we will check greater than equal to 25. Okay. So now copy this and paste this. Press Ctrl R. Employee salary greater than and equals to 25,000. So now when we execute this, what result we are getting? So all the employees whose salary is greater than 25,000 and also those employees whose salary is equals to 25. So greater than equal to 25 will provide all the employees whose salary is greater than 25 and equals to 25,000. Okay, that is clear. Now move on to PPT. So next what we have? So next we have the, sorry. So next this one is comparison operator, sorry. So we can correct this one in the PPT also. Comparison, say one comparison operator. Okay, that is fine now. Sorry for this. And then we have the less than and equal to. So it will check if less than and equal to. So here same query we will use. Now copy this and then paste. We can use the employee salary less than or equal to 25,000. Now execute this. First comment this. Okay. Now we have the single query. So select a star from employees where employee salary is less than or equal to 25,000. Now what we are getting? So 5 records we are getting, and those employees whose salary is less than and equal to 25, we are getting those records. Okay, so less than equal to is also clear. Now move on to next one. Next what we have? So next we have a between operator. So basically between operator checks if a value falls within a range. So it will check for a range, okay, and it will consider both the starting and ending position also. Means if you put if XYZ is between 1 to 10, so 1 and 10 are also included in the search. Okay, now move on to SSMS and check the working of between operator. So between operator, what we will check? So we will check age. Age we can check. Okay, so let's check an age. Control R. So select star from employees where age between age between we will check. So for this you need to open and close the parenthesis and put no, you don't need to, like you can mention here also, age between 30 and 30 and 50. So for between you need to use and age between 30 and 50. So all the employees whose age between 30 and 50, it will return those records. Now execute this. So see, we are getting 6 records. Those employees whose age is between 30 and 50. And for also we will check like this also, between 35 to 35 and 50, 35 and 45. Between 35 and 45. Let's create a new query. Okay, copy this and paste between 35 and 45. We will check. Okay, now execute this. What result we are getting? So see, it is also taking 35 and also taking 45. So all employees whose age between 35 and 45, it is displaying the record. Now move on to the next one. So next we have in operator. So in checks if a value exists in a specific list of values. So if you provide a list, then it will check for the values if that particular value exists in that list or not. Okay. So let's move on SSMS. Then you will understand this better. Okay. So comment this, or we can open a new query window. Okay. Now select star from employees, EMPLO, YWS employees. Okay, you can see how intelligence is working for us. So here what we will check for in, so we will check salary in 10,000 and 12,000. Okay, so for in operator we need to mention like this, where employee salary, EMP salary in 10,000 comma 15,000 comma 12,000, also we will mention 12,000. Okay, so all employees, it will display the result of all employees who have salary in 10,000, 15,000 and 12,000. Now execute this. So see, all the employees having salary 10,000, 15,000, 12,000, 15,000, that are displayed. Okay, so in is also clear to everyone. Now let's move on to the next operator. After in we have like. So like, basically this is also called the wildcard operator, and this is very important for interview perspective also and working perspective also. So what it do? So like operator checks if a value matches a specific pattern often used for string comparison. Okay, so now let's move on to SSMS and check its working, then it will be more understandable. Okay, plus press Ctrl R and then we will check, comment this and move it upward. Okay, now here we will query select select star from employees. Now put the star and plus execute in this, and now we will check for employee name like some character. If you provide, then it will check for all the character. So employees name is starting with M, that we can check. So employees, from employees, where employee name, employee name like, and you need to put that like operator into single quote, and then you need to check like M and then mod. So what this mod represents, so if you add mod, then it is representing anything after M should be available. Okay, so it will represent any record which is starting from M. And if you put percentage sign here in first, then it will represent anything before M will be there, and the last digit should be M. Okay, and if you put M between both of them, between M means, now, if you cover by percentage sign, means after also you will give and before also you will give, then it will check any M between anything. Means before M anything will be there, and after M anything will be there. Means M should be available there. Okay, like that. Now first we will check any name starting from M. Then we will put like before the M, like M percent. Then execute this. Then what result we are getting? So all the names starting from M we are getting. Now what we need to check, all names ending with M, so you can remove from here. Now prepare a new query for that, so that the queries will also be available. Now we will check for any name ending with M. So press Ctrl R. Now execute this. So we don't have any record whose name are ending with M, and ending with A we can check. So A. So see, Riya, Radha, Mahinder, Nisa, Meena, all are ending with A. And if we put in between the percentage sign, A in between the percentage sign, then it will check for everything existence of A, means all the records it is providing, because all of our names have A somewhere. So A here also available, Riya also A is available, Ramesh also is available, Radha also, and all. Okay, so like operator is very useful and very important for interview perspective also and working perspective also. Now comment this and move on to the next operator what we have. So next we have is null operator. So checks if a value is null. Okay, so we can go and check if an employee have a null salary. Actually, I have put some records where the salary is null. So select star from employees, employees where EMP salary. So see, equals to, we don't need to mention here. For null we mention like select star from employees where employee salary is null, is null. Now execute this record. Okay, so see what we are getting. So null is available for employee salary is null here. Okay, so that is clear. So is null is also clear. Now let's move on to the next operator. Comment this out and move for the next one. So next what we have after is so comparison operator is over here. Now there is the logical operator. So what is the working of logical operator? So in SQL Server, logical operators are used to combine and evaluate conditions in a query. Okay, so basically it is used for combining and evaluate conditions in a query, combining two records and all, or two conditions. Okay, so let's check the working of that. So first of all we have the AND operator. Okay, so AND operator combine multiple condition and returns true only if all conditions are true. Okay, so now let's move on to SSMS, then it will be more understandable. Okay, so now first of all check the records what we have in employees table. So we will check for department CS and employee salary 10,000. Okay, so now select star from employees, employees Okay, where department equals to CS and employee salary employee salary equals to 10,000. So for AND operator, both conditions need to be true. Then it will show you true. Means it will provide you the result. Otherwise, if we can search like in CS and employee salary equal to 1 lakh, then we don't have any record. So this condition is wrong. So when we execute this, then no result we will get. As you can see, no employee in our employee table have 1 lakh salary. So for AND operator, both the conditions should be true. So this is clear. Now move on to the next one. So next we have the OR. So what is the case with OR operator? So OR combines multiple conditions and return true if any one condition is true. Okay. So it combines multiple operators, not only two operators, we can combine multiple operators also, three, four operators as per our requirement we can use. But for example purpose, I am using only two conditions. Okay. So AND needs all the conditions to be true, but OR needs any one of the condition to be true. So if we go and execute the same query using OR operator, okay, copy this and then paste this and put OR condition in place of AND. So OR CS department is CS or employee in one employee salary equals to 1 lakh and execute this. So it is providing us the records of all the employees who are in CS department. Okay. So it is considering only single condition to be true. Okay. For or only single condition need to be true. It is not mandatory that all condition will be true. And even if all condition will be true, then also it will provide you the result. Okay. So see, it is providing the result in that case also. So this is clear. Now move on to the next one. So next what we have, not. So not what it do? So not reverse the Boolean result of a condition, turning true into false and vice versa. So basically not will return true if the condition is false and false if the condition is true. Okay. So let's move on to SSMS, then it will be more understandable. Okay. Now we will apply not operator. So select star from employees where we will check for department HR, where department equals to HR. Okay. Now see, where not department, not operator we need to use. So not will be coming before that. Not where not operator, where not department equals to HR. Now execute. So see, okay, all the queries are executed. Now select this and then execute. Now what we are getting? So basically here we are getting all the employees other than that HR department, all the records we are getting. So not is returning if the value is true, then it is returning false, and if the value is false, then it is returning true. Means opposite value it is providing. If you are searching for department equals to HR, then this particular value is true, so it will provide the reverse result. All the employees it is providing that don't have the department equals to HR. So this is clear, I think. Okay, now move on to the next operator. After not, what we have? After not we have all. So what all will do? All is used with comparison operator to check if a condition is true for all values in a subquery. So this point is to be noted that it will check, it is used with comparison operators and check if the condition is true for all the values in a subquery. Okay. So basically for doing for checking the example of all and any, we have created one more table which is departments table. Okay, so department table will have departments, but only one matching department, that is CS, and other departments are not matching. So first of all, we will compare it with all, all operator. So select star from employees table where department department equals to equals to all. Then we need the subquery also. Then here we will check the department from the departments table. Select department name, department name from departments, departments table. Okay, now it will check if all department are available in this department table, then only it will provide you the result. So execute this. So first of all, check what are the departments we have in departments table. Execute the subquery first. So CS mechanical electrical, that is not true. Now execute this. So see, all is not providing any result. Okay. Now if we go and edit the top 200 results and change it to like CS, and then we have the HR. In employees table we have the HR department, and also we have the IT department. Okay, and now when we check the result, so now check first the department table, what are all the records we have in department table. So we have CS, HR, IT. Now when now you execute the result, so it will provide you, 1 second, department all, select department name from departments, CS, HR. Okay, so the issue here is like that. Basically, for all, each of the value, okay, each of the value of the primary table, that is the employees table, should be equals to each of the value from the department table. But in department table, we have distinct employees. Okay, distinct means departments, and if we compare each of the value, means if CS will compare with CS, then it is comparing with all the values from the department name. Okay, and it cannot be equals to that, so that cannot be true. So if we check for salary and we have a salary table, then it can be possible. So you got that now. For all operator, it should match when we are using the all operator. So each record of the primary table should match with the condition of the subquery. Okay, means if we have taken like salary equals to all, and we have given all the salaries similar in department table also and in employees table also, then each record, if they match, then they will provide the output. Otherwise, if you provide a greater than result, like if you want to check, then we can create a salary also, salary thing also. We can create a salary column here in department. Okay, so design and then put salary, salary, and then this will be our integer, integer. Now save this, save departments table, and now we have in departments we have the three columns, salary also, and now we will insert into some records here. Now script table has edit top 200 record, then we will put like 5,000, 6,000, and 7,000, like this we will mention. And now when we go and write our query, like remove this query, so this we can also keep for not used case. And now here when we go, select star from employees table where salary, employee salary is greater than all, then subquery will be select salary, say salary from departments table, departments table. Now we will check the subquery what we have. In salary we have all the salaries are 7,000, 5,000, 6,000, and in employees we have all the salaries greater than the values. Now when we execute this, okay, now execute this query. Now see, here we are getting all the records, because all the salary it is comparing with each of the record from the subquery. Okay, and if any of the record will not match, then it will not provide any data. So that also we will check. Now go to edit top 200 records and put 70,000 will be the salary. Okay, in one case. And now when we execute this, the same query when we execute, so we are not getting any record. Okay, so even if one single value will not match, then all will not provide you any record. So that is clear. Now move on to the next operator. So next we have the any, and this is the last one. So what is the use of any? Any is used with comparison operator to check if a condition is true for any one value in the subquery. Okay, for any one of the, it will check for each of them, and it will check if any value is matching, then it will provide us the record. So when we go and check for the first thing, copy this and then uncomment this and use any in place of all, then we will get execute. So we are getting departments, so we need to put the star here. Okay, so star, put a star. Okay, now execute. So if any of the record is matching, then it is providing us the whole record. Okay, so this is clear. Basically all record not means each of the record, if they are matching, then it is providing. So basically here we need to update the, go to edit top 200 record and edit it to mechanical, and then civil. We will update the departments record. Now what we have in our department table, control R, and first check the departments, what departments we have in the departments table. One second. Now execute this. So CS, mechanical, civil we have. Now when we execute this, so if any of the record will match, then it will provide the result. So CS is matching, so it is providing all the records for CS. Okay, so that is clear. Thank you everyone, and thank you for watching, and be with us. Many more videos are on the way, and we are also planning to create a master series of SQL Server. So where we will have all the videos and in-depth knowledge of each of the uh, functions, operators, store procs and all. So be ready for that, and do like, share and subscribe, and that will be around means 2 or 3 months of series, and you will learn each and every part of SQL there and become a master in that. Thank you for watching, and like, share and subscribe and comment if needed any help, or you can subscribe in lot of ways. Thank you everyone.